Stephen. Stephen is a Man United fan. Hi, Stephen, how are you?
Yeah, good, well, and yourself?
I'm good, I'm very well. Thanks for phoning, thanks for listening. Go on, off you go.
Yeah, I think it would do him the world of good to remove it. Obviously, the pressure is there for him. We've seen how he can perform when he's playing for England, when the captaincy band has been taken away from him. So I think it's a good move. Now it's all down to the new manager whether they give it to someone like Ronaldo. I agree, he needs regular time on the pitch to become a captain. But you seem to think McTominay shouldn't do it. He's by far the most.
What now, McTominay?
Yeah, now. Yeah,
would that be short? Would that be short term though? Just right, because there has been a lot of talk about that position, and I think, to be fair, McTominay probably is the best one of the three you've got who have played in that position, right? But it is an area where Manchester United are looking to strengthen. I know Declan Rice was linked last year. He's also linked to other clubs, and he's going to be probably one of the most sought after players in the Premier League. Now we've seen he's been a good leader, hasn't he, at West Ham? So. You know what I mean? You've got a player there that Manchester United might be interested in at the end of the season or even January.
Yeah, absolutely. And if he does come in, then yeah, possibly. But then it depends on how the new captain, if indeed Maguire does get it taken away from him, whether he would have the chance to become the captain.
Let me ask you, you've got some big names in that dressing room. You've got David De Gea, you've got Harry Maguire, you've got Bruno Fernandes, you've got Ronaldo. There's some massive names in that dressing room. Do you think Scott McTominay's a big enough personality to lead them?
Well, Fletcher did it, didn't
he? The way he plays, absolutely. I'm never for one for having the captaincy band with the goalkeeper. I always like old-fashioned, someone in the middle of the park where they can see everything going forwards and everything going backwards as well when they're backtracking. So yeah, and De Gea's had it before, and yeah, he's done okay. I think he's a no-brainer, but it all depends on the new manager. I'm hoping he's going to shake the whole team up, and we can see Jesse Lingard on the pitch more often.
Okay, Stephen, thanks for your call. Let's go to Danny, also a United fan. Hi, Danny, how are you?
I'm not too bad, thank you. Good show as always.
Thank you, man. Go on, make it better, Danny. I dare you. Go on.
I'll try my best. Well, I'm just saying to last caller, I think at the moment it's best to leave it with Maguire. But you know, I just feel like the trouble he's having at the moment. It's a shame that Bruno Fernandes just took a little bit of a low, like dip in form, because he's got the passion. It's just that, is he going to play all the time? And since Ronaldo's come, he's like he's under a bit of a shadow of Ronaldo, and I just feel he needs to play the potential he had when he first come, because that was captaincy, that was perfect captaincy sort of material. When he first come, you could see him as a good leader. As the other caller said, McTominay, definitely. I mean, he's just a bit young, but he's got that hunger in him. He's definitely got that bit of hunger in him. He just needs a little bit more experience there, but he's future. But I think for now it's got to be Maguire. And when Ralph comes in, if you can muscle around a little bit and get Bruno Fernandes going, get him back to where he was when he first come, then I think that's the next best option, really. I think otherwise we've got such a young squad. They're all a little bit too young. They need to concentrate on getting their form and getting playing as a team again and getting back to where we were.
Okay, Danny, good call. Let's go quickly to Mark. 03717223344 is the number he's dialed. You can do the same. Hello, Mark. How are you?
Hi, yeah. Great, thank you. I normally quite like Darren Gough and what he says, but unfortunately, Darren, I just think what you just said before about Marcus Rashford is absolute drivel.
Why? Tell me why, Tell me why.
Well, I'll tell you why. I know you weren't talking about immediately, and you're probably saying in the next couple of years.
Yeah, I did. I said next 2 years.
He comes across as a really quiet lad. What he's done off the pitch is fantastic. But a leader, and especially at a big club, needs to be by example. And yes, obviously, then if they're quite vocal as well, that might help.
Well, by example, right. I think he ticks the box as the perfect captain. Having interviewed him and spoke to him, he's a very intelligent chap. What he has done off the field has been an inspiration to a country. So I would say it would inspire his teammates, and he leads from the front. He doesn't have to shout. He doesn't have to be like Roy Keane to be a good captain, you know. There's other ways to be a good captain.
He doesn't lead from the front, though, Darren. He doesn't lead from the front.
He leads by example.
Against Chelsea. No, he doesn't. Because what he did, right, against Chelsea in the first minute which looked fantastic. I thought, wow, actually Marcus Rashford can tackle the opposition, and he does realise that you're actually, in the laws of the game, are allowed to take the ball off the opposition. You watch over the last 18 months, not only Marcus Rashford, they run, they very, very rarely tackle the opposition. So I'm sorry, he doesn't lead by example in that way as regards work rate.
Well, I think he's got Mark there.
Well, that's it.
His ability is unquestionable. But Martial's the same. Ability-wise, fantastic. But hasn't got an aggressive bone in his body. And someone who's a captain, to me, needs to show that by the work rate and closing down and saying, come on, guys, this is what we do.
That's the old-fashioned way of captaining. That's the old-fashioned way of rolling your sleeves up and saying, come on, get stuck in, put a boot in. That's it. Not done like that anymore, mate. It's not done like that anymore. It's different.
What's the example, then?
It's just not done like that anymore. It's not like the Brian Robson days. It's not like the Roy Keane days.
David De Gea wasn't like that, Mark, was he, when he was captain?
No, he wasn't. I don't think he was a good captain. I think you do need a leadership, like you say. Yeah, Darren, I agree with you. It's not all gung-ho and that, but it's by your actions and what you're doing on the field. And if you're someone who is letting the opposition pass out from defence quite easily, you know... But
that's the Manchester United tactics, isn't it? You can't blame Rashford for that. That's the tactics of the way Manchester United have had a confused... It's been confusing for the last 2 years. Nobody knows. Past legends of your club have come out and said they couldn't work out the tactics. It was different every game. They'd have a good month of counter-attacking football, then they'd change the tactics, then they'd go back. There was almost like a confusion there. You've got to all do it. Well, at least now, with a new manager coming in, everybody knows how Manchester United are going to play.
Mark, who would you say should be the captain then?
To be quite honest, I'd leave it with Harry Maguire because I don't think anyone is leading by example at the minute. I think the only one who actually makes an effort is Cavani. But obviously he doesn't play regularly enough. So I just leave it with Harry Maguire because at the end of the day, no one at this moment in time, you know, is showing leadership. Bruno Fernandes can walk on with Ollie and say, you know, don't blame him, blame us. That isn't leadership. That's just trying to sort of like get away with the fact that he was all useless. But at the end of the day, anybody can have a bad game and you can't have a go at him for that. But what you can lack anybody for is effort. And if you come off that pitch and you've tried, then you say, you know what, guys, well done, you got beat by the better team. But most Manchester United fans, I think, would be one of the biggest disappointments to think, you know what, they're not giving their all. That's all. You get beat by a better team, great, that happens. That's life. But I think a lot of them don't have that attitude, unfortunately.
Mark, thank you for your call, much appreciated. Keep them coming in 03717 223344.